Welcome back to SnowFox Show. I'm a wonderful SnowFox, and we are playing through Mamiya, and this is Downfall. Woo! We have Natsume. SnowFox Show daily, every other day, except when it's not. It's been a lot of not recently. Oh god. So many technical difficulties we're going through here, because we're actually doing the wrong bitrate for half of our 1080 videos, so whoops. That's SnowFox's fault, not mine, but you know. Stupid editor, come on, get it right. Anyways, we have a book to read here. So last we left off, we were just meeting some other strange group of people with Natsume, so let's go. More importantly, who are these people? Remember, if you're not subscribed to the show, make sure to subscribe. Support the channel. Find out when the videos come out. Stuff like that. You know, you know the drill. I spent a moment in thought, but came up with no answer. For now, I'll just see how this story goes. So we're reading the book with the other people that were like, because it was saying that Mamiya died, right? Who the hell would be scared? Excuse me, one coffee, please. Man with glasses. Oh, you look so familiar. You're the caretaker guy, right? The person that's watching. Oh my god, why am I forgetting? It's Suo. Like, why am I forgetting all my characters' names? And another one for me. How about you two? The tall man looked questioningly at the two people in school uniforms who ended up requesting the same order as him. The waitress took the orders and walked away, once again leaving the four people to their awkward silence. I mean, that's a different character once again, right? And that person just looks like Ryu's dad. It looks exactly like Ryu. They were drenched in rain. The warmth inside the cafe had dried up with them a bit, but they could still easily catch a cold. None of them seemed to care, though. Ugh. I'll have to get back to warmed up to actually reading, so give me one moment here. It's going to destroy my voice if I don't have any water. It's something far more important to worry about than the cold. The crew had been trembling finally broke down in tears. Mamiya. No one said a thing. Not even a word of consolation. Consolation? Yeah. I think this would be console, but like, yeah. They simply felt the weight of silence pressing down on them, almost as if they were themselves were crying. Here's your order, 4 coffees. The silence was broken by the cold-eyed waitress, returned with their drinks. Regaining some of their composure, the 4 watched a hot steam billow up from the coffee. Some began drinking right away, while others stuffed in silence. Sorry, it's when the audio like cuts like that. I'm like, that's so distracting. Some began drinking right away, while others suffered in silence as they remembered him. Is Mamiya a him? I wasn't aware that Mamiya is actually a person. What would you say to some reminiscing? The suggestion came from the tallest man. Reminiscing? About what? He does not look like a student. Like, those two look like actual adults. What else? Mamiya, of course. The very air seemed to freeze around them. It felt as though the coffee would go cold in a matter of seconds. So, how about it? It would help us process things, get our feelings in order. His silent tone made him seem emotionally unfazed, which only served to amplify the anxiety of the other 3. In fact, not even he knew why he had said something like that. He didn't actually want these strangers to know about. He didn't actually want these strangers to know about the memories he had shared with Mamiya. I thought that it sounded like a weird sense of my first phrase. I'm like, did I read that wrong? I'm like, I did it right. However, he did not know. However, he did want to know how Mamiya was reflected in their eyes. This conflict was shared by all 4 of them. You start then. You're the one who suggested it, so it's only fair. Very well, I'll tell you about Mamiya I knew. Are we doing... So we're just doing like a quick recap, basically, of all of Fall Down. We did get the fun song again. Honestly, I couldn't remember when I met him. He was always by my side, as an invaluable part of my everyday life. I'm using him or he, but even now, I don't actually know his gender. Do any of you know if he's a man or woman? Was this sexually of his just a product of his youth? Many say that when boys are most juvenile, they're closer to girls than ever. Mamiya seemed to be this idea made manifest. He had the smile of an omnipotent god, an ill fit of his otherwise small frame. I can remember myself often thinking that his sanctity, he seemed to emulate, left no room for sex or sexuality. Can we calm down on the wordiness, please? Hold on. Yes? Everyone listens to the tall man's words with puzzled look on the face, but the one to speak up first was a beautiful young girl. He did admittedly seem somewhat androgynous, but he clearly was a man. Really? I couldn't tell at all. Are you serious? Give me a break. You could tell just by looking. He was easily taller than this guy with the glasses, and he had an Adam's apple sticking out. Getting singled out by the girl surprised the man in the glasses, but what she actually said confused him even more. The tall man slightly parted his lips and waited for the girl to continue. Mamiya, well, he taught at my school. He was a science teacher with a haircut trimmed at the nape, and his neck he always wore a lab coat and with a turtleneck. I got the impression he was popular among female students, while also being well respected by the boys. He was good at teaching. He used to smile all the time, almost sadistically so. He had these large bony hands, I hate men, but his hands were special. They always calmed me down. I was always sensitive to the nuances of other people's hearts. He just knew exactly what was going on in mine. He didn't tell me where he lived, how old he was, or if he was even married. But that school was a dreadfully suffocating place, and Mamiya was the only one I could unconditionally trust. It sounds like they all know different Mamiyas, right? Because we're about to get another conflicting view here, I think. That ain't right. The next one to speak up was a man in glasses. He was the only one to have emptied his cup of coffee. As mist from glasses cleared, his eyes met the girl's. He behaved as he pleased, completely unfazed by the scornful gaze. You don't have much luck with men, do you? Excuse me? Listen, Mamiya's a woman. If you can look at her and think that's a man, your stance for a guy must be hella messed up. You. And you there, Mamiya's no child. She's clearly an adult. Are you all sure you went to the same person's funeral? Because I feel like these four have just went to four separate people's funerals about that was all clearly Mamiya. Mamiya's clearly an adult that wears a buddy head, and that's also a child and a nurse. What is unclear about that? Oh, really? What makes you think that? Mamiya's the only woman I've generally loved. I hate to inform you, you're apparently in love with a man and an androgynous person, so one of the two. You have a 1 in 3 chance of actually being in love with a female here, so good luck, buddy. I doubt anyone else will have such a huge impact on me. Not in this life, that's for sure. Well, she did have somewhat of a masculine way of speaking, I'll give you that, but that's hardly justification for outright declaring her to be a guy. Besides that Adam's apple that was sticking out, but there's just this unique aura about her. Like she knew exactly what she wanted, and wouldn't be... I can't read. There was a unique aura about her. Let's try again. A unique aura about her. Like she knew exactly what she wanted and wouldn't allow anyone to interfere. There we go. It's late. It's 3:45 a.m. I'm sorry. She was intelligent, insightful, and independent to boot. She usually wore a racing jacket on her shoulders and enjoyed the kind of tobacco only oddballs would appreciate. I inhaled that smoke more times than I can count. It was more than enough for a man to fall in love. Now this guy's like, are y'all stupid? Mommy is a dog. Just something completely different than the rest. So you're just going to keep quiet like that, huh? Yes, the Mamiya you knew is different from ours. Hey! You listening to us? Oh, sorry, I was spacing out. Are they just the adult versions of all the other people, by the way? Because they seem very similar. The bag under his eyes made it clear that he had led an exhausting life. Bach keeps playing in my head. Yeah, Bach also keeps playing in my head with this ba 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 on the piano. Bach keeps playing in my head no matter how hard I try to shake it off. What? Bach? Oh, nothing. Forget I said that. Mom and I, we're just friends. He'd been at my side for as long as I could remember. See, we got another he. So that's 3 votes male. Sorry, that's 2 votes male, 1 vote androgynous, and 1 vote female. So I think male's winning currently. And in the one person's arguments, they literally have like an Adam's apple. So he'd been at my side for as long as I could remember. He looked out at the world with a large, curious eyes and wore a school uniform that was different from mine. So is he a student or a teacher? Like, can we not even agree on the simplest of things about Mamiya? I wasn't even sure if he went to school, though. I figured he had his reasons, so I choose not to pry. I've lost count of how many times his distant attitude and boundless self-confidence helped fill me with courage. I really can't say that we met often. I ran into him now and then. We discussed current affairs, but for some reason, he still felt like a close friend I'd known all my life. So we just have to warm up. We know how to read. We just have to warm up occasionally. We get like the first like 10 minutes, I just like trip over every sentence, then it gets like smoother and smoother. Or let's just record these in a row. It would probably like sound way better. None of our Mamiyas match up, huh? I mean, 2 of yours kind of matched up. They're like actions that they're male, but you know. I got a question. Do you know anyone else who knew Mamiya? The question asked in a very serious tone made everyone else freeze. I like how it added the slapping sound effect. It's like supposed to be like their heads turning, but like, come on. I asked around about a woman called Mamiya, but no one seems to have known her. Same with mine, but how's that even possible? He was definitely a teacher at our school, I'm sure of it. I even took his classes with all the other students. So it's kind of weird all the other students don't know the teacher, huh? Why did everyone forget him? What is Mamiya anyway? All 4 of them had something to tell the others. It's a dog! However, none of them could bring themselves to say it, because that would mean denying their own memories, as well as their own Mamiyas. No one said anything after that. Natsume is like, well, that was weird. It just froze the book away. Phew. Blackout, the story briefly stopped. I closed the book with a sigh. Finding more questions than answers. And that's why you came to me, eh? Yes, I figured I should get an opinion from a senior in the field. A senior? Me? Yes. Did I upset you? Not really, and besides, you're fresh meat, so I guess everyone here would be your senior. I don't mind helping you, I mean. There's worse ways to kill time. Careful you don't get found out, though. I'm aware of the risks. Anyway, I've learned so many things, but all they did was make it even more confused. Like my friends, each of them at the cafe were... like my friends, each of those people at the cafe were close to their own Mamiyas. They were all torn up over his death. Mamiya had affected their lives, but perhaps it was his death that freed them. At least, that's what I thought at first. But it doesn't really seem that way, does it? No, and I considered another possibility, that even in death, Mamiya might still be tormenting those 4. He may be dead, but he lingers on as a wraith and continues to taint their lives. I'm not saying he's a ghost, but considering he can't be seen, the comparison feels appropriate. He is a ghost, clearly. It's a dead person that's haunting people. It's clearly a ghost. If those 4 people actually still bound by Mamiya, then, just like my friends, they might eventually be caught up in this endless cycle of tragedy. If I can save at least one person from Mamiya's influence, I'll do it. But first, I need to know what he really is. I bit my lip bearing the chagrin? Chagrin. I don't know chagrin. Bearing the chagrin? Chagrin. I thought I'd come up with a new lead, but instead found even more of Mamiya's victims. Which is technically a lead, what one might consider, but you know. If left alone, he would bring misfortune upon people other than my friends. Suddenly I heard the sound of fingers snapping from behind the door. Relax, Doobie. Huh? Weren't you told a spectator's job is to observe? It's kind of like a star reading. You sit back and observe, and see new trajectories. That lets you predict what the story needs to become the historical truth mankind would follow. I mean, alright. The first step for any spectator is to unravel each and every cause. And then change it. Which is technically not our job, I thought. Unravel each and every cause? Well, it ain't uncommon for new characters to show up. What's important is to find the common link that connects them to the stories you've already observed. I.e. Mamiya and torture and death and funerals. Because we only see each other at weddings and funerals, so... So it's like in a book that leaves so much up to interpretation that completely different characters and scenes could be involved in similar situations, and this gets mixed up. Piano, you need to calm down, please. Exactly. People at the cafe, my friends. The one thing they had in common was... Mamiya. Yes, we've come to that conclusion already. So the involvement with Mamiya was enough to insert them into the historical truth as, what if? That confirms my suspicions. Those four are also in Mamiya's clutches. Yes, based on the fact that they know Mamiya, they constantly talk about Mamiya, can't agree what not Mamiya is, but you know. I don't know who they were, but unlike Kichiki Ryu and the others, they weren't my friends in real life. What I did know was that they too had fallen prey to Mamiya. I can't just watch and let even more people suffer these tragedies. I clenched my fist, my body trembled with anger. I appreciate your help. So what are you going to do? I'm going to observe for a while longer. The story might contain a hint that could help me uncover Mamiya's true identity. What was unclear about his true identity? That he's an androgynous man-female. That's a teacher and a student. What's unclear? Best luck then. Thanks. Alright. I walked over to the book and took a few moments to gather myself. I would shy away from no amount of detours if it meant I could save my friends. I'll find out what Mamiya is if it's the last thing I do. It technically doesn't have infinite time, because I thought Natsume is in a place that's kind of outside time, which is why he's able to read the stories and like go over and over. So there's technically no hurry. I focus on my consciousness. It was something I had to do in order to sink deeper into the story. Leaning forward, I read the... How meta! A person reading a story while I read a story about a person reading a story. I read the first line, as I always had. Tokyo, during the year which the world was predicted to end. I took a deep breath and gathered my resolve. Then let me teach you how to interfere. Oh my god, is there actual gameplay? There's never been gameplay. As my senses began to fade, I recalled what the man behind the cold door told me. I wasn't deep enough yet. I had to go further down. Now's your chance. Bite into your tongue. I poured all the strength I could into my jaw. Killing myself doesn't seem like the correct answer in how to interfere with a story, but you know. If you pass out while spectating, your consciousness loses its place and continues to descend until your soul enters some random schmuck in the masses, and you get yourself embodied and habitable. I see! So we're killing ourselves to literally kill ourselves. That makes sense. I don't know if there was any truth to his words. Perhaps they simply wanted to see me make me suffer the word fate worse than death. Yeah, we're really just trusting that guy to be like, if you do that, you'll just lose your soul in one of the stories. He's like, you know what? I'll try it. Try anything at least once. Even so, if there's even a sliver of chance that I could save my friends, I had no choice but to do it, no matter the pain. Natsume died. How typical. Huh? I'm back at my funeral again. What happened to the people from the cafe? That's one question after another erased from my mind. Oh, sorry. Wait. Without even thinking, I grabbed his shoulder. Do keep in mind that it is forbidden to interfere with the story. Sorry, it's nothing. The man clicked his tongue and headed into the church. This is fun. This is fun now. So presumably we can actually interfere with something eventually. My funeral went on just as it had every other time I watched it. No matter how many times I went through this, imagining their pain as they approached my casket always hurts me. Natsume. How do they see me? Under usual circumstances, spectators don't retain any of their past memories. Due to this new situation, a case in which the spectator has memories of their past life and is involved in the story related to themselves before they died, it's complicated, to say the least. When you begin spectating, you descend into the present of the story and take over the position of the nameless character. That's how it works. Take over? But then, what happens to the life of that person? Whatever do you mean? A single member of a nameless masses hardly has a life worth a story. I won't concern myself with it. Focus on spectating. As a result of that, I would perceive differently than the Natsume Sorichuru being mourned right now. That was how it's supposed to be. Although I realized this had been put in place to prevent unnecessary confusion, it still vexed me not being able to call out to them as Natsume. As the funeral came to an end, people began to file out of the church. If I didn't do anything here, the story wouldn't change one bit. In each of their perspectives, Mamiya would trifle with their lives, resulting in eventual deaths. Interfere with the story. I'll make all of them happy. Excuse me, are you Mochika Haruki? What? I have something to tell you. It's about Natsume. What's this about Natsume? I came because he said it concerned me. Huh? You too? You too, Ryu? I thought it was just about me. Thank you very much for coming. What a pain. I'm out. No, wait. I thought it was about me and Natsume. Why are the others here? Is this a new kind of prank? I gotta say, using a dead person for something like this is really bad taste. No, I have a message from Natsume. Ryu seems to be the only one actually taking this seriously, right? What? If it's related to us? Yes. Look at this. I pulled out a single piece of paper from my chest pocket. Look, it's Natsume's handwriting. I got it from him while he was still alive, and I definitely didn't write it just now, as Natsume. While he was alive? Yes. Actually, I'd written it during his very funeral. I mean, I looked at it like Natsume, but I still had his handwriting. The four gathered around the piece of paper on the bench, looking like scientists faced with a tough equation. Why would he... It's like he knew I was going to die. Is this his will? An informal one, at least. An informal will? Some people wrote him down, just in case they die. That's right. Normally this kind of note would be included in a person's hopes and requests, like whether they keep them on life support or what to do with wealth and things like that. Sorry, I think I just had an alarm go off here. Let me just double check there's no more of them. There we go. Oh, good. Things like that. But this one has 4 names on it. Kyuchika Ryo, Tojo Minato, Mochika Haruki, Sou Keto. The names of the 4 of you gather here. What does Natsume want with us? Exclaim. This is what's written on the paper. During the month before my burial, Please gather every Friday and decide what to bury alongside my casket. What? Is he not buried yet? I'm pretty sure it's not a whole month before this. Please gather every Friday and decide what to bury alongside my casket. That's what he wants. Of the four of us, you mean? Yes. Even though most of us don't know each other? Yes. What the hell is he thinking? He wants us to choose what to bury with him. Is that really Natsume's push? Well, considering I'm Natsume, I would say yes it is. You stupid foregone. He entrusted this to me. Could I have not just done this in like a way more direct manner and say, hey, you know that Mamiya thing? Ignore it. It's trying to kill you. Just something way more ominous. Unlike a standard will, this doesn't hold any legal power. So ultimately, the choice is yours. But Natsume wants you to properly process his stuff. That's what I think, anyway. The contents of the note were so full of regret and self-love that even I wondered why I'd written it. Strangely enough, though, it really did seem like Natsume had jotted all this down while he was alive and trusted it to me. Since I had no memories of how Natsume died, I couldn't help but feel that way. Count me out. But this funeral is enough of a goodbye. I don't have what it takes to drive Natsume's death around for a whole month. Ryo, I understand. I want to do this. Huh? We meet up and talk about Natsume and decide what to bury him with. It's kind of embarrassing, but it still hasn't really sunk in for me that he's gone. Because I'm the one that's stuck in dreams and doesn't think anything's real. Even after this, I would probably just go, oh, he's gone, and then completely forget about him within a few days. And then I'd probably kidnap Ryo or something, keep him in my basement. Wouldn't that be crazy, Ryo? And then life would continue to go on as usual. That's totally normal, though. What's the big deal? It's how you're supposed to treat the dead. You don't have to say it like that, though. Does Minato even know Kuchiki? Like, I don't think they actually know each other. They ever interacted? Because I don't remember this. You're right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. They went to the bar together or something, right? So like the club together with with the girls. I think is that one? Yeah. You're right. It's normal. That's why I don't want to end like this. Like it's nothing. I want to properly say goodbye to him. Thank you, at least one person going along with my crazy plan. I want to do as well. I don't know. He's right, I haven't properly processed Natsume's death. When he died, I wished I had been kinder to him. I regretted not talking to him more. And that's the kind of regret that stays with you your whole life. So at the very least, I want to sort out all my feelings and then do the right way. God, I can't stand this gloomy shit like this. Death should be the end for people, damn it. Did he even keep in touch? So why would he choose me? Fine, whatever. I guess it's only for a month. You're willing to do it? Yeah, but we're strangers once it's over. Kuchiki Ryo, was it? Why are you acting like you're a stranger? You have actually interacted with them most of any character, even though technically it's after the funeral, but come on. Yeah? I won't force you to do this, but I would like to know what Natsume spoke to you about. Is that bad? I won't be much of help, though. That's hardly a problem. Okay then, I'd like you all to meet in this church again next Friday. Hold on. What's your name? My name's not Simon. Oh yeah, it's kind of creepy how you know all our names, but we don't know yours. You didn't tell us how you knew Natsume either. What name was I supposed to use here? See me act so perplexed, they all gave me justifiably suspicious looks. Come on. Hurry, just think of any name. Literally any name besides Natsume. What a strange... What is this song? Think any name but Natsume. My name is Natsume! Damn it! That's the one name I wasn't supposed to say. My name is Natsume. Oh? I said it. I went and said it. My name is coincidentally the same name as the dead man. Huh? Are you related to Natsume? I don't think so. I didn't see this guy among the relatives during the funeral. Are you? Their stressful looks only make this music is so ridiculous. Maybe even more uncomfortable. I couldn't think of anything else. Should I have just blurted out a random name? Well, obviously, anyone with 2 brain cells would have rubbed. After seeing them die one by one, getting finally see them face to face made me act greedy. It's all possible. I wanted them to call me Natsume again. And this was what led me to. You think you're too good to give us your real name? Talk about being arrogant. You messing with us? I can't say I appreciate being the butt of a joke. Is that your actual name? Yes, I am coincidentally named Natsume, because it's not a horribly uncommon name. I didn't expect to be in such a deep mess. Excuse me while I kill myself, and then try this again. I'm sure it's just coincidence. You see, Sue is the most reasonable person. You walk up and be like, oh, we're at Bob's funeral, what's your name? My name's also Bob. You're like, oh, well, it's clearly just, yeah. Natsume is a rare name, after all. Not so? Yes. I'm really sorry I hesitated to reveal a name, because I knew it would only end up confusing you. But I can understand why it would make you mistrust me. The bottom line is that I'm not his relative, but my name is also Natsume. Any other name would have worked. You could just said that from the start. Thank you, Suroketo. So, how do you know Natsume? Oh, I'm his lawyer, clearly. We happened to learn each other in town. Really? He gave you a note that important? Well, if you recall how your life went with Natsume, Haruki. Sorry. Yeah, it's Maruka Haruki, I'm right. Maruka Haruki's case was possibly piercing. I had to make this seem feasible, otherwise they'd never agree to meet up again. To be able to reasonably keep in touch with them, I had to make sure they trusted me. I mean, they all met a random stranger named Mamiya that was a weird, actually just some sort of weird creature for half of them that just did weird. Please calm down. I need to think of a good explanation. Oh my god, dialogue options. That's not a thing. Natsume's personality, obviously. But please remember Natsume's personality. His personality? Yes, he was like the air, wasn't he? Hard to fully grasp. I really did meet him by chance when I asked him for directions to town. When I told him my name, he said, what a coincidence, it's the same as mine, and we hit it off right away. Oh, but I guess I can see Natsume being fond of people sharing his name. Is that how people go like, if I met another person named SnowFox, I don't think I would just immediately be like, hello, fellow SnowFox. They'd be like, I think it'd be kind of annoying more than anything. I agree, that does make sense. Really? I can only assume he entrusted this note, along with this role, to me because I had the same name. I think having a stranger with the same name convey his words is what? His sense of humor at work, probably. Phew. You ain't funny though. Never asked him. Well, screw it. Friday, right? I just gotta come here. Yes, please do. This is just pure chaos. Left alone in church, I sighed. The lively atmosphere from before had been replaced with an almost oppressive silence. I was going to say impressive silence, but no, oppressive. The friends I thought I'd never meet again, and that's me. The five had now agreed to meet each other over the next month. Sorry, how is this helping solve the Mamiya problem, though? Just meeting with them? Why picking something to bury with them? Why not just be like, oh, we could just meet up every now and then to discuss Natsume because we clearly agree with this person. I could have never reached this point by remaining a mere observer. So I need to make absolutely sure that everything goes well. If I had stuck to my job as a spectator, I couldn't have achieved any of this. It was all my ego, a clear consequence of my interference. Could have said any name except Natsume, though, Natsume, so, you know. I changed the story. My words reached no one. However, saying them out loud filled me with a clear conscience realization of what I had just done. This is a great song. The realization that I had interfered with the laws of this world, coupled with the guilt of having broken the rules. It was like a shackle weighing me down. Even so, no matter what obstacles I have to face, I will save them. I wonder if that would go so well. The voice coming from me jolted me to awareness. Maybe I should be preparing your friends' funerals for when you fail. It was a voice I could never forget. The voice I cursed in my dreams. Is that just a combination of all my friends? Like that because he has the same thing that Minato has. He kind of has it actually just looks like just a kind of amalgamation of all my friends. What do you say, Natsume? Mamiya. How dare you show yourself, you vile being. I'm glad you're perchant for dramatic. It's alive and well, spectator. How do you know that title? How indeed? Care to wager your guess? The wave of his hand made it obvious that he had no intention of giving me a proper answer. I had a million questions to ask him. Why was he killing them? Why was this so-called Trichiliosum? Let's attempt to actually figure out what this word's supposed to be. Trichiliosum. Trichiliosum? Trichiliosum. Get closer. I suppose they waited them beyond death. Most importantly, what even was Mamiya? Mamiya's significantly taller than I thought he was. I believe his friends agreed that the pronoun is he, right? It was 2 out of 3, right? Oh, sorry, 2 of whatever. The majority was male. I don't care what goes on in your head. That changes the moment you start putting their very lives on the scale. I won't allow you to drive those innocent people to their deaths. In response, he turned his face full of joy. Driving them to their deaths, you say? A thought born from the mind controlled by science. What? Let me ask you this then. Why do you people fear death? He merely squinted, but that alone changed the very air in the church. It felt as though he was trying to assert his dominance over the entire place, and he wanted me to know too. No one really knows death. Tell me, did any human in the world ever experience true death? Humans don't even understand whether it's good or not. We're simply controlled by the preconception that it's something to be shrink. No. People fear death precisely because they don't understand it. In the world we live in, a single death means the end of it all. Once dead, you can no longer meet with any of your friends or family. You can still change that fact. So you can't change that fact. So you're saying that it's all good as long as people get to live for a moment or a second longer? That's not what... No, that's exactly what you meant. Death scares you only because you're dependent on the body and honor. What a simple materialistic line of thinking. Devoid of wisdom and reason. I'm only talking about my good lives. It wasn't just their deaths I found issue with, but the way of life too. Admit it. It's because of you, Mamiya, that they all ended up miserable. Are you really sure about that? From a different angle, you could say Mami saved them. Can't you perceive it in that way?
Well, that's how I perceived it in the first way, that Mami was actually helping them. Technically, they gave them the solution.
What? Humans don't know death. It's only their fear of the unknown that drive them from viewing it as something evil. And so by granting them an unknown death, Mami saved them. Because you see, salvation at the hands of death was their truest, most earnest desire. How did you feel about their predicaments, anyway? Did you think they would have eventually found happiness if they continued to live? Bound in their personal cages of isolation. Yes. As long as you're alive, you're able to start over. The possibilities are endless. My, what an awfully cruel thing to say. The temperature around us decreased. You witness so much pain. And yet you continue to tell them to endure the torture that is their lives? You will continue to tell them to dream of a better future. Am I getting this right? No. Try as it might, your snake tongue will not lead me astray. The greatest error in the good lives they had is the appearance of the illusion calling itself Mamiya. How? Everything you said is subjective. A self-centered evaluation rooted in ignorance of simplicity is nothing more. They were similar. Mamiya worming its way into their lives made them lose sight of objectivity, and that's why they ended up consumed by subjective illusion. You forget. They are very much at fault too. They sought us out. We merely answered their call. You're wrong. That was because you made sure to close off the means of escape. But this time, I'm putting an end to your schemes. Will you now? I leave them down the path of salvation. Even if Mami appears. Natsume so true. A stellar body coupled with a wonderful soul. He held his hand out and looked at me like a thing of beauty, then swung it down. I'm almost jealous. His eyes burned with sarcasm, but returned his gaze to a scowl. He quickly changed his expression. But you still don't understand a thing. He... implicative words made me scowl even harder. What do you mean? The man simply laughed before turning around. See, man! See, clearly man. The man simply laughed before turning around and walking toward the door. Let that question torture you, nameless spectator. Wait, I won't let you do as you... I was back? I just lost a chance to unravel the mystery behind Mamiya. If that alone wasn't enough, I felt something intensely unpleasant as well. Almost like there was something in my mouth. Probably my tongue, bit in half. Glancing down, I realized that I had bled so much from my mouth that the blood began to form a puddle on the floor. I shoved my hand in my mouth and started frantically moving around what I found inside. I grabbed hold of my tongue and stabilized my breathing. Before I knew it, my tongue had completely healed. The feeling combined with the sight of blood made me remember. Right, I bit into my... Are you alright? Yes, librarian. I simply bit my tongue while I was trying to do some observing. It was crazy. Oh, Miss Librarian, this is just... You appear to have returned while in the middle of spectating. It's hardly an uncommon occurrence, so don't let it bother you. Huh? Could I really just ignore all this blood? Wait, what? The fresh blood I bled on the floor moments earlier was nowhere to be seen. More importantly, how did your work go? Did you see any major flaws in the story? Did you see the star shift? It's going well. I averted my gaze and did so unconsciously, almost unconsciously. I went against what she had told me and interfered with her story. How would this smiling be a spectacle? Bespectacled woman react if she found out. Just think about it, sent drops of cold sweat down my back. Most excellent. A fatigued worker is a poor worker. I would advise you go rest now. Thank you, I will. And as the game says, we're supposed to get some rest, because you can't work hard if you're tired. And it's getting late, so thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying however the story is going. It's starting to get a little crazy. We've seen Mamiya. We've kind of interfered with the story. It's very interesting, I would say. So my actual guess would be that we're probably going to have to maybe play through. Well, is there more options again? Because there seems to be like actual dialogue options in this version. So maybe we would go down each other people like the person's story and like kind of remove Mamiya from it. Wouldn't make sense, but I don't know. Anyway, we will continue this another day. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe, support the channel. We need to get those subscribers up eventually. And we'll see you next time. Bye!